Cardinals. How are you? I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you had a good week. Wrapping everything up for the end of the school year. I can't believe another year has gone by. I enjoyed having you so much this year, and I've missed you more than you will ever know this last grading period and not being able to be with you. But I understand the importance of why we did that, and I want everybody to stay safe, and that's what we're doing, and that's the right thing for right now. So I'm going to look forward to this coming school year. Sixth graders, I'm going to miss you very much, and I wish you all the luck in the world. Moving on to seventh grade, everybody's moving up a grade, so fourth graders will be fifth graders, fifth graders will be our new sixth graders, and then third graders will move into that fourth grade spot, and so forth and so on. So I'm looking forward to August. I'm looking forward to us being back together again in person and being able to have our story times on our carpet like we're used to doing. Today we're going to read a story. I love this story. It's called The Butterfly House. And it's just a beautiful story. It's about, it's by Eve Bunting. The story's by Eve Bunting, and the illustrations are by Greg Shedd. And it's about a little girl that is spending time with her grandfather, and she rescues a caterpillar from a blue jay. And so she doesn't want to let the caterpillar go free because she doesn't want the bird to get the caterpillar. So her grandfather helps her they build a house to keep the caterpillar safe. And so that's what this story is about. And it's just a good-hearted story. It makes me smile. Okay, so let's get started. The Butterfly House. This book is dedicated. Here's the dedication page. It says, dedicated to Anna, who draws beautiful butterfly pictures, and to the butterfly people at Kid Space Museum in Pasadena, California. And then that was from the author of the book, Eve Bunting. And there's a dedication from Mr. Greg Shedd, who did the illustrations, and he dedicated this book for Maya, Valerie, and Bill. And we don't know who those people are, but he knows and they know, and that's very special when somebody dedicates a book in your honor. Okay. Oh, I see that blue jay right off the bat. When I was just a little girl, I saw a small black creature like a tiny worm and saved it from a greedy jay who wanted it for lunch. I carried it inside, safe on its wide green leaf. My grandpa said it was a larva and soon would be a butterfly. And there it is on the leaf. We laid the larva carefully on thistle leaves inside an empty jar. We put a twig for it to climb, then made a lid of soft white paper, all stuck around with glue. My grandpa knew exactly what to do. I raised a butterfly myself, he said, when I was young, just like you. How strange to think my grandpa once was young like me. We would have been best friends if I'd been there back then, I said. My grandpa smiled. It worked out anyhow. We're best friends now, he said. Up in his room, we found a box. I cut a window in its side, then covered it with screen. Soon I could look inside and see my larva looking back at me. What would she see? A human face so big and scary, strange and staring? What would she think? I want it pretty till she goes, I said, And so Grandpa and I drew flowers and colored on colored paper, cone flowers, purple, blue, and marigolds, lantana, bright as flame, and thistles too. We wedged a garden twig inside the box for her to walk on, so her wings could dry. Once she became a butterfly. My grandpa knows the flowers butterflies like best, the ones where they can rest and drink the sweet, clear nectar. We glued the painted flowers inside the box so it was bright with color, made a sky above the lid all blue with small white cotton clouds and green with tops of trees that seemed to sway in soundless air. Can you see that? It's really pretty. I made a curve of rainbow like a hug to keep her safe. While she was there, we set the jar inside and closed the painted lid. Through the screened window, I could see the garden house, a place of flowers and space and waiting stillness. Each day I put out leaves for food and watched my larva change. My grandpa knew when it was time to gently pull away the paper top she hung from. I taped it to the wall inside her house and let her be. She would hang free inside the chrysalis that kept her hidden from the world. Inside the magic place, she grew, transformed herself, came out, drooped, limp and slack, with crumpled wings. She was a butterfly, all spotted, orange, black, and brown, as if someone had shaken paints and let the drops fall down. Our painted lady, Grandpa said. It's time. He meant that it was time for her to leave, for her new life. I swallowed tears. From the beginning I had known today would come. Now it was here. My grandpa took my hand. Cry if you like, he said. We understand. We carried out the box and raised the lid. I watched her falter as she felt the first warm touch of sun, saw trees, felt breezes brush across her wings. She rose, then rested on the fig tree branch. I saw her fly. Goodbye. So many years have passed. I am as old as Grandpa was that spring when I was young. I live in the house that once was his. The garden glows with cone flowers, purple, blue, and marigolds, lantana bright as flame, and thistles too. Now every spring the painted ladies come. They float and drift like blossoms when I walk. They flutter by to kiss me with a painted wing. Sometimes they cling as though I am a flower myself. My neighbors cannot understand. Our flowers are the same as yours, they say each time they visit me. We even planted thistles to invite the butterflies, but they don't come. They fill your air like autumn leaves, although it isn't fall. It's such a mystery. I smile. It's not a mystery at all. I think my painted ladies talk among themselves of how their great-great-grandma, too far back to say, was saved from being eaten by a blue jay. This young girl made a house for her, they whispered as they fly, a painted garden in a box so she'd see beauty as she hung in that half sleep. That we've all known. That is the girl, but older now. We visit her each spring to give her back the love she gave to us so long ago. It's not a mystery to me. I think I know. And this just tells you, this is a page that tells you how to raise a butterfly if you want to raise a butterfly. And it talks about how you can find a larva and how do you prepare the jar to put the larva in, and what to put in your butterfly house, and how to know when it's time to leave the chrysalis, how to know when it's time to leave the butterfly, to leave it alone so it can go ahead through the transformation. So this is, like I said, this is a book that I love, and I usually read it every year at least once. And I too love butterflies, and I plant flowers, and I like to see the butterflies come to the flowers, and you can do the same thing. It's not hard to do. I'm sure you probably already have flowers in your yard. Maybe you've already planted some. If you haven't, it's too late. It's not too late to plant flowers now. It's still plenty of time to plant them. I planted these in my yard probably about, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Not all of them, not the rose bush. The rose bush has been there, but it's blooming now. And I like to, they just serve such a wonderful purpose. You can enjoy them when you're outside in your yard. They're fun to plant. It's fun to plant flowers. And then you can watch the butterflies. And even little hummingbirds sometimes will come to certain types of flowers and drink nectar. These are my lantana. Butterflies really like lantana. These are my orange. This is my orange, and I don't know if you can you see it's made up of a bunch of tiny little flowers that make up one lantana bloom. This one is plain yellow, and this one is my orange and red one. These are petunias. This is my pink petunia and my purple petunia. And there are lots of flowers they're growing really big right now. And this little guy right here, this is called, he's kind of wilted because I've been fooling with him. This is called Pochalaca or purslane. And they're little dainty, very dainty little flowers and delicate. And inside they have another little flower. I don't know if you can see it, but this one is yellow on the inside. And it's also called a succulent because the leaves are thick. They're thick, almost like a cactus leaf, but it doesn't have stickers. And so they don't require a lot of water. They're really easy to grow, and they're pretty. I have yellow and pink ones in my pot. And then, of course, this is my pink roses. I have a white rose bush, and this is my pink rose bush. And not only is it pretty to look at, but it's yummy to smell too. And so I like to go out and just get a little variety and just come and stick them in. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can put them in, this is a little mason jar. And I just like to do that and like to look at them in my kitchen. So, like I said, that was our last story. I hope you guys have taken advantage of the book fair. I hope you have gone on the virtual book fair and ordered some stuff to read, some good reads for the summer. There were lots on there when I looked, and hopefully in August we'll get back on that AR train and we will boogie on down the tracks in AR. So make sure you read this summer. Read. And just know that I'm going to continue to miss you. I'll continue to pray for you. You pray for me. And I love you guys. And I'll see you in August. Okay, bye-bye.